Hi, everybody. Jeff Marr here, and joining me is Michelle Horne. She is the newest member of the STEM Board of Directors. Michelle, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
So we just wanted to take some time to get to know you a little better. Anytime we have a new addition to the board, we do an interview with them. We talk about their background and what they would like to bring to STEM School Highlands Ranch. First and foremost, you are a parent of a student at STEM, yes?
Yes. Yeah, I have a current 7th grader, be an 8th grader next year.
And how long has your student been going to STEM?
We are brand new this year. So it's been an interesting year to join with virtual.
Certainly has. Let's start with your background. I know that you have a history in education.
Yeah, so I have my bachelor's degree is in biology with a minor in chemistry. And then I went back and got my MAT, Master of Arts in Teaching, for secondary science. I taught science, middle school science, for 10 years. And then I did end up leaving that because I married the military and we started moving around quite a bit. So teaching just kind of got very difficult, but did do some volunteer teaching with my kids' school as we went around. I would go into our kindergarten class and teach science to the littles.
And with all those moves happening with the military lifestyle, is Colorado brand new to you, or have you been here a while?
We've been here almost 7 years now. My husband is retired, so we kind of threw a dart at a map and decided that this is where we were going to go. And so it was new to us at the time. I had never been here. He went to the academy here, so we came back here, and this is our forever home.
And how did you find STEM School Highlands Ranch?
Well, the military, in addition to looking for the right pathway for our kid, she's in her 8th school now, so she's been around a lot. She's very interested in the science, technology, and engineering part of STEM. Math is a little bit of a struggle, but so we've kind of been around looking for that perfect pathway for her, and I think this might be it. We've had a great, even with the virtual, we've had a great year. So hoping this is, since this goes through 12th grade now, hoping that we can be here for the duration.
Right. So you kind of have an on the ground feel for STEM School Highlands Ranch through your daughter who goes there and tells you how things are. What's your first impression so far after what has been a pretty crazy year?
Well, things have been a little different for sure, but the virtual platform at STEM has been better than I've heard anything from other parents talk about. A lot of the education of their kids with virtual has been kind of assignments sent, whereas ours has been very much on with the teachers. And I know that's been really hard on the teachers. I mean, they're basically doing 2 jobs. So we really appreciate that. That's been really, really great.
And what made you interested to run for this position on the board?
Well, I was chatting with some other people, and we were kind of talking about, I think one of the hot button issues is a lot of our beloved teachers are leaving. And so we were kind of talking about that, and the board came up and that there was an empty position, and also that there were no educators on the board. And I learned that the teachers aren't allowed to be on the board. And I just thought, well, I'm a prior educator, and maybe that background could be helpful. So I thought, well, I'll give it a try.
And so you talked about teacher retention, which is, of course, a huge issue, not only at STEM, but schools all across the country.
Yeah.
As we continue to see changes on that landscape, what are some other things that you would be focused on the board with this new position moving forward into summer and the new school year?
Well, teachers being the big one, because obviously our caliber of students, we need a certain caliber of teachers to teach them. But also just the general climate at the school, and I guess one of the committees I'm going to work on is the curriculum committee. So working to make sure our curriculum is up with the rest of the nation. And since I currently write tests, that standardized tests, I kind of have it in with all the standards that are around. So I think that I can bring something there. And you know, I'm going to learn along the way, I guess, what else I need to work on.
Well, I think it's a great perspective to have coming from a former educator to have that on the board, which leads me to my next question about what makes STEM special apart from other schools. In addition to our innovation and our pathways to some pretty incredible internships and career opportunities that many other schools don't get, we also focus on problem-based learning. Have you come to understand PBL and what that means and how it kind of separates the school, and what are your thoughts on it?
We've had some experience with that in other schools. The last school we were at, not so much, but the school before that did problem-based learning. And obviously, you know, that's great. We want our kids to, one of the problems with, I think, the education of my generation was we knew a lot, but we didn't know how to do a lot. So these kids are actually learning how to do, not just learning for the sake of learning.
Right. Let's talk about your background and what you're currently doing in your profession.
So I taught science for 10 years. Now I've maybe gone to the dark side a little bit. I am writing and editing for standardized testing. I'm currently with NWEA, and it's freelance contract work. But I'm writing for the MAPS test in Georgia. So I'm kind of, you know, I'm in depth with the national science standards and writing questions that they might see on their tests.
Some pretty difficult questions, I would imagine.
Depending on the grade, yeah. You know, when I'm writing for grade 2, it's not. It's not so
I think I might pass a couple of those.
Sometimes it's still hard. Some of those standards are like, wait, what?
Right. What's that one game that you can play? Do I know as much as a fourth grader or something?
Oh yeah. Am I smarter than a fourth grader?
Am I smarter than a fourth grader? Yeah. That can be a really humbling experience sometimes. So let's talk about your hope for STEM in the summer and especially fall. What would be your ideal vision or scenario for the school starting with the new school year?
Oh gosh, well, it sounds like we're going to have a lot of teachers to replace. So my biggest hope is that with a nationwide teacher issues, that we can find some really good caliber people to get in there to teach our kids, because I mean, it's about the kids. So we need to do our best for them. So that's probably going to be the hardest part of the summer, I would think, to, you know, replace people leaving with people that are really going to be great for our kids.
Absolutely. And we certainly have already seen some new employees, some new teachers come into STEM with a lot of passion and a lot of new ideas. And we certainly look forward to more of that to come. Michelle, anything else you want to add before we wrap up about this new position on the board?
Just that thank you for your confidence in me. And I know that I have a lot to learn. And so that's going to probably be my first task, you know, feet on the ground and learning what I can do and what I need to do, and, you know, trying to do my best.
Well, certainly a great addition to the board. Michelle, thank you and congratulations on your new position. And we look forward to talking more with you as the board continues to prioritize its agenda heading into the summer and fall. Thanks again.
Thanks, Jeff.